Good day, guys. This is Charles with the Exodus Logistics Learning Center. Just a quick recap. Tuesday, August 29th, as you can see on the screen here, we're having our low board mastermind seminar with CHASA and Legacy Dispatchers. Exodus Logistics Learning Center has partnered with Legacy Dispatchers in showing those individuals who are having a hard time understanding how to properly navigate the load boards in the most effective way to find freight for your carriers and keep them running consistently. Mainly on the three major equipment types, what we talk about in our trainings, the 53-foot dry vans, the 53-foot reefers or refrigerated equipment types, and the 48 or 53-foot flatbed. So we go over what is a load board, what's the purpose of the load board, what are the different types of load boards and their use cases, how to navigate those load boards, what do each column, when you get a result set from your filtered search, what does that mean, right? So if you're going to be a freight dispatcher, it is my opinion that you should be able to understand effectively and efficiently all the technology that you're using to try to increase your carrier's bottom line, or at least keep them running consistent so that they can make money, gross a certain amount per week. Because when you decided to be a dispatcher and you decided to run this carrier for X amount of weeks, for a month, however you run the carrier, it'll be wise to understand how that's done. Where in the country should you send them to keep them running consistent with their equipment type, their specific equipment type, into and out of areas that have a high level or a high frequency of inbound and outbound freight so that they can keep their trailers loaded and make money. Well, in our load board mastermind seminar, Tuesday, August 29th, 2023, from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will show you literally how to do that. Legacy dispatchers will do so with their carriers live in real time, speaking to the carrier, the truck drivers, the owner operators, talking to the freight brokers on the phone, booking loads, negotiating rates. You get a chance to see this in real time. We have these every so often, right? The first thing you would want to understand and learn, though, is the load board piece. Talking to the brokers and dealing with your carriers, that'll come, you'll get that over time with experience. But you want to at least know the technical side of the load boards and the functionality, how it actually functions to the best of your ability and to the best of the profile of your carrier, okay? So with all that being said, let me switch over to a load board. The load board that you see on this screen, this is called DAT, D-A-T, okay? D-A-T stands for dial a truck. And by the way, different load boards have different versions of it, different functionality of features. That's the word I'm looking for, different features. So this load board is mainly designed out of the box for freight brokers because it has all the features that a freight broker can do. They can post loads, you see here. They can search for trucks, brokers can do that. They can post trucks if they're asset-based, and they can search for loads, right? Other features are more designed for the carrier side. Carriers, truck drivers, owner operators should only be able to post their trucks as being empty and available for a load so brokers can see them on the board posting and call them and inquire about their availability. And carriers should also be able to search for loads for themselves, right? So they should not, as a motor carrier, you should not have the ability to search for other trucks because you're not a broker. You should not have the ability to post loads because you're not a broker. So these are some of the things that we will cover in the Load Board Mastermind Seminar, Tuesday, August 29th, 2023, from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, with myself, Charles from the Exodus Logistics Learning Center, and Chasa from Legacy Dispatchers. We come together and give you the load board. So let's open up an example so I can show you, give you kind of a preview of coming attractions, if you will, right? So this is when you're going under the search load. If you notice, all of these are white. This one's black. It's highlighted. If I click this one, it'll turn black, and the other ones will be white, right? So you get that functionality there, right? So I'm going to search for a load. I'm in the Hampton Roads, 7 City, 757 Virginia Beach, Chesapeake, Norfolk area. So I'm going to use one of the 3 major equipment types. And for those of you who are on this YouTube channel or listening elsewhere who are one of my students, you should know what the 3 major equipment types are. But for those of you who are not one of our students in our training program, they are the 53-foot dry vans, the 53-foot refrigerated or reefers or temperature control equipment types, and the 48 or 53-foot flatbeds, okay? So I'm going to do an example. In this area, Virginia is in the southeast region of the country, the southeast zone, okay? And while I'm doing that, let me open up and share a portion of my back office from my students' training to show you how I know that in certain areas of the country. I'm going to go to the map and give you a rendition of our portal. This is our portal for those of you who are students. If you're not a student, you're getting a preview or a peek of what you'll see if you were a student. So let's go to our resource and let's go down to one of our maps. And let's open this one up and give you a bird's eye view of it real quickly as we go over load boards. So, right. And you notice here, you got time zones, AT, Eastern time zone, Central, Mountain, and Pacific, right? And you got zones. If you notice Z1, Zone 1, and this little legend down here with the Z1 and the states thereof, Delaware, New York, Pennsylvania. So how do you know what differentiates? So how do you tell what zone is what, right? And let's bring this up here a little bit. There we go. So hopefully you guys can get a good visual of this screen that I'm sharing. So this is the legend or the directory, right? And if you notice, Z1 or Zone 1 contains the states of Delaware, New York, and Pennsylvania, right? Zone 2, the southeastern state, contains Maryland, North and South Carolina, Virginia, and West Virginia. So I'm in Zone 2. Here's a key to that, right? And as it relates to load boards too, when you're looking for loads and when you're talking to brokers, they'll tell you, we're going to send you in a zone here or zone there or whatever. And when you're searching for loads, you can search for loads by the city and state, the state itself, or particular zones on the load board. So it's good to be familiar with zones, Z5, Z6, so on and so forth. So this is how you can tell. Let's see here. I'm in Virginia, right? So my zip code, right? I'm in the Norfolk Chesapeake area. Any zip code in Virginia begins with what number, right? Begins with the number 2, Zone 2. Same for West Virginia. What do their zip codes begin with? What does North Carolina zip codes begin with? What number does it start with? South Carolina, right? 2. That's how you differentiate the zones. Zone 1, right? New York, 190059, right? Or Pennsylvania begins with 1, right? Delaware, 1, so on and so forth. I used to live in the Midwest in Ohio region. I'm from Michigan, Detroit, 48210. I used to stay on 48210. 4, so it begins with 4. Ohio, 4, 45387. Indianapolis, 4. So you get the picture now, right? Now, as you discover certain zones for at least the 3 major equipment types, keeps you, well, they contain a high volume of inbound and outbound freight for those equipment types. So as a dispatcher, as you're looking on the load boards, you'll begin to say, okay, I'll keep my carriers running in those zones. since I know for that specific equipment type, I have a better chance or a high probability of finding some freight for them. And that's one of the sciences and keys of dispatching as well, being able to understand that. Okay. So again, I'm in the Hampton Roads area, which is, let's go back to the map, is right here. So I'm in Virginia Beach, the Virginia Beach area, right? So I'm in zone 2. So I can do a load. I'll say I'm a van. Let's do this. Truck. So I'm on this load board now, DAT. Remember what DAT stood for, D-A-T, dial a truck, right? And there's other load boards. So DAT, the top 3 are DAT, truck stop, what used to be called internet truck stop, and the different flavors of those, truck stop pro, things like that. And then 1, 2, 3 load board. With 1, 2, 3 load board, the different versions or flavors or features, well, not features, but versions of it, basic, premium, and premium plus. And in this, in the description of this video, I'll put a link where you can take advantage of signing up for free 30-day access to the 1, 2, 3 load board. And then you could purchase the subscription without, after your 30 days, of course, without having to be required to have an MC number. So that's because we have a relationship, the Exodus Logistics Learning Center and the 1, 2, 3 load board family, we have a relationship that they gave us that ability. Okay, but I'll put the link for my subscribers who need to have access to a load board, because some of you, what's preventing you from getting access to a load board possibly is because you don't have an MC number and you want a good load board without having to have an MC number. Well, we have one of the top 3, 1, 2, 3 load board. Okay, and I'll get that for you. It'll be in the description. Okay, so, but at any rate, here's a load board, DAT, dial a truck. This is DAT power, a broker level load board, but I'm just using it for navigational purposes to show you, the different features and the functionality. Okay, and you'll get this in more detail in that 3-hour training, get questions answered, set up route planning to ask about tri-haul, anything in that 3-hour training, August 29th, Tuesday, from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Sign up with our training. And we got some bonuses too. We'll give you after you pay for the course. I'll explain that after I go through this here. So truck, well, we're going to select, click the drop down, and we say we're going to select the drive-in. Okay. Then also origin. Well, what is the origin? What does that mean? Right, origin, right there. Not sure why it's highlighting everything else, but that's fine. Origin, right? Origin is where a carrier or a truck driver, you, the dispatcher, is sending your driver to that origin location to pick up a load or a shipment or cargo or freight or commodity, right? So another name for the origin is what? The shipper location. Another name, a technical name for the shipper location is what? The consignor, C-O-N-S-I-G-N-O-R. I say it like that because the other name is going to be the same spelling, but except for the last 2 letters, there'll be something different. So all loads from your carrier with whom you are dispatching for are picked up from a shipper. Shippers ship out loads to their customers. That's why it's a shipper. They're shipping out. So trucks come to their location to pick the loads up to be shipped or transported. Okay. So we're going to say Norfolk, Virginia, shipping out. And then let's say we got a carrier that wants to go somewhere in the Midwest. So again, we can choose a city and state in the Midwest. We can choose a state. Let's say if you want to choose a specific city and state, we'll say Detroit, Michigan, you have that option. Or if you want to just choose, I want to go to the state of Michigan, you can just abbreviate it and have the state of Michigan. Now it gave me, let's go back to edit that because I didn't fill everything in, but it gave me a result set, right? Go to the state of Michigan and the pickup date today is Wednesday. Let's say it picks up on Friday, okay? So you can select the state of Michigan as a destination to deliver, or you can select the zone 4, which is, and you click outside the box then right there, Z4, because Z4 is going to cover not only Michigan, but other states that's in the zone, right? So Michigan is not the only state in zone 4. So you not only you cover, so you want to pick up loads in Michigan, but you also want to stay in that zone. So, which is the Midwest zone. So what is that? Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, right? Z4, Indiana, Kentucky, Michigan, and Ohio. If you go down to the legend right here, the directory, right? So you can do it that way. So you can mix and match your navigating and your filters on the load board to the best of your carrier's profile as you are dispatching for them. Remember, when you get a carrier under your dispatching service, dispatcher agreement, limited power of attorney, and then the key document, the carrier profile, because the carrier profile is the carrier's way of listing their requirements of you as a dispatch service for them. Okay, so now you're finding loads to the best of your ability for them that meets the carrier profile's requirements. Okay, so origin is the shipper, gets picked up and transported. The destination is where loads are going to be delivered, or the receiver who receives the freight from the carriers to be delivered. And then another name for the receiver is the consignee. Remember, the shipper was the consignor, right? CONSIGNOR. That's the origin. The destination, or the receiver, or the delivery location, is the consignee, or some people pronounce it consignee. They'll say it fast, right? But CONSIGNEE. Okay. So now we got those options. So we got, you can put a destination as a direct specific. If your carrier says, I want to go specifically to this city and specific state, then you simply put that there, Detroit, Michigan, right? Or whatever. Or they say, I want to go to the area, I want to go somewhere in Michigan or the state of Michigan, or I want to go to a particular region or a zone in the country. So the more broader the destination, the more results you're going to get on the loads. Follow what I'm saying? So zone 4 is going to give you a larger result set when you hit search. Then the state of Michigan is going to get shorter. And then the city of Detroit is going to get even shorter, because now you're getting very specific of where you want to find or deliver loads to. So what do I mean by that? Let me show you. And if you want this level of training for the load board, Tuesday, August 29th, from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we go over this in grave detail so that you can get it. You have that aha moment, right? So right here, so I want to hit, before I give you the reasons why they're different, but when is the load available for pickup from the origin? We'll say the 18th, which is Friday. That's my wife's birthday, by the way. Happy birthday, dear. She had turned 50. Deadhead, DHO, is the deadhead from the origin. O stands for origin. In this case, D stands for destination. You're only going to have a deadhead destination if you have a specific city and state, right? So, but the going range is 100 miles. No driver want to drive deadhead. What does deadhead mean? Deadhead means how far your driver's truck and trailer empty are they willing to drive empty from their current position, their 20, to a pickup location near or around the origin. In this case, Norfolk, Virginia, this example. And the going radius is 100 miles, the standard right now, okay? F/P stands for full or partial load, full, partial, or both. If you put full, it'll only be full loads. If you put partial, it'll only be partial. If you put both, it'll be both. So you get a larger result set, right? So we'll just say full. The length is the length of the trailer of that equipment type. Our equipment type in this example is a dry van, a 53-foot dry van. So we can put 53 there. If we leave it blank, it'll be 53 or anything else up to 53 feet in length of cargo, of freight, of a commodity, of goods that can go into that trailer, okay? And then the weight, let's say, for example, your carrier on their profile said, I don't want to haul no more than 38,000 pounds. So you will put 38,000 pounds in there. And the reason being is because they want to save on fuel. That's one of the major reasons why the lighter the trailer load, you're expending less energy and burning less fuel, right? The maximum for that 53-foot trailer is about 45,000 pounds, right? And then search back is how far, how many hours back do you want to go? So the maximum is 6. We'll do half of that time. We'll say 3 from posting 3 hours ago. From 3 hours ago up until now, were there any loads that we may have missed? Okay, that's what we're saying. So right now we got a pickup from a specific origin within a certain radius, delivered to a specific destination within a certain radius. So be mindful of the result sets, the total number of loads. So I'm going to hit search. So Norfolk to Detroit only yielded me 13 loads, right? If I were to change that to zone 4 or the state of Michigan, it'll grow. And then the zone that Michigan is in, it'll grow even larger. Let me show you what I mean. Let's go back and edit that. Let's change Detroit to the state of Michigan, right? So now it got smaller, you see? And then you change it again to zone 4 from Norfolk to zone 4. So now you're not only doing the state of Michigan, but other states in that zone. Let's see what that number is. So now it grows because you're including Michigan with those 6 and 13. There's 13 in the state of Detroit, in the city of Detroit. There's 6 in Michigan, and then, which was weird, that should have been larger. And then 34 is even larger because not only you covered Michigan, but you covered other zones, other states in that zone 4, which is Indiana, Kentucky also, and Ohio. So, but I just want to make sure you guys understood that as well, that point, okay? So another thing too, if you notice on some load boards, like a DAT one, let's go back to Detroit, Michigan. You'll see if you put a specific city in a specific state, when you do a search, there's an extra feature that shows up here. It's called the tri-haul. Tri-haul is putting in an extra stop in there in order to make more money for your carrier. So we cover that in our trainings as well. I know they're like, yeah, you're doing it right now, but no, you're going to get more in a 3-hour training. Trust me, I'm just giving you an idea. We're going to break down broker to spot market rates. We're going to break down the shipper contract rates, the broker to carrier spot market rates. We're going to break down all the numbers. We're going to break down the fuel costs. As a dispatcher, you're going to be so educated, it's going to be ridiculous, right? If you decide on Tuesday, August 29th, to sign up for that $99 3-hour training with other bonuses. We get 3 free ebooks, a glossary. You get $200 off towards the ongoing training with us, our Exodus Logistics Learning Center. That's a bonus voucher you get, and everything. So, but now that we're here, let's do this. 33 loads. Let's edit this and say zone 4 again. 34 loads. Now you come across these different columns in the load board, right? So I'll explain that, and then I'll get off this call and let you guys decide if you want to join the load board mastermind seminar with myself, yours truly, Charles, and Shasadana with Legacy Dispatchers, and we go over it in grave detail where there won't be any more questions, right? So what is age is what it is, how long the load's been posted there, right? The pickup date when it's available, the truck or the equipment type, full or partial F/P, DH-O, deadhead from the origin, how far. So in other words, this one here, Richmond, we started in Norfolk. So Richmond is 93 miles from Norfolk, and it's actually north of Norfolk. So because I live in this area, I kind of a little bit familiar. And then it's driving, the trip miles is driving from Virginia, Richmond, Virginia to Farmington, Michigan. And that trip miles, or that loaded miles, is 630. And if you click this link, it'll open up a map showing you the map. And I think mile per mile stuff too, right over here. You see? And it gives you a map of it. So you're getting, very detailed, and you're a dispatcher, right? So you're getting it real world, right? So DH destination, you're there. So there is no radius. You're actually, because you selected, you got a specific destination, a receiver, right? The company is usually the broker in most cases. Sometimes it's a direct shipper, but most cases it's the broker. This one is Redwood multimodal, so this looks like a modal move, intermodal, multimodal. And then the point of contact, their email, the length of the trailer is 53 feet. The weight of the load is 31,800 pounds. CS stands for credit score of the broker. Their credit score is 97, which is not bad. Brokers have credit scores and credit ratings. We go into that and I'll break down why that is. DTP is how many days to pay does the broker have after delivery. They have up to 20 days, okay, before it's a breach of contract, okay. Do they factor the load? Check. That's what the broker do, and we'll explain what factoring is in the Load Board Mastermind seminar. And then the rate. This rate is not posted, so the broker decided not to put the rate on there. They probably want to see how well you are at negotiating, or see if they can trick you out of some money. Unfortunately, that happens. Welcome to transportation, right? What I usually do, once I get a result set from the load board, in this case, 34 total results, I click the rate to put in order posted loads from highest to lowest. And there's only a few that's posted up there, right? So without saying too much more, we'll cover that in the Load Board Mastermind seminar. I want to keep you guys on the edge of your seats, right? So, but that's what we go in, and we go in the rate per mile. We go into if this is a good load, does it make sense for your driver, things of that nature. So you get all of that in the Load Board Mastermind seminar. And again, Tuesday, August 29th, from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're in a different time zone, just be mindful of that and make the adjustment, right? Eastern, Central, Mountain, and Pacific, right? And they from east to west, they go down an hour. From west to east, they go up an hour as far as the time zone, right? So again, we've partnered with Legacy and offer you a Load Board Mastermind seminar. Here's our infomercial here that we presented. It's $99 right now. The price is $99. And then plus, we're going to give you a $200 off of if you decide to join the Exodus Logistics Learning Center, my training, our 90-day ongoing training, whatever that price point is, it'll be $200 off if you have signed up and taken this Load Board Mastermind seminar, okay? And then that extra bonus, right? It includes that free 1-2-3 Load Board 30-day access for free. And then you can sign up for one of their versions, Basic, Premium, and Premium Plus, without having an MC number. They don't require it because you are a part of our dispatch network through our YouTube channel, or if you are a member of our ongoing training already, right? And then here's the promo code, okay? So, and here's the link. And here's the partnership. You click that too. You click this link or you click the image, it goes into the to the site so you can take advantage of that. Okay. So other things you get: 3 free Dispatcher 101 ebooks. I have produced 3 updated ebooks. They're given to you for free with this purchase. So there's a lot of value here at $99. Is like almost chump change at this point, right? 1 free glossary of basic terms. We have our live real-time examples with Legacy dispatchers. We offer Q&A either along the way or towards the end. I think I will let Chasa drive that dynamic just to decide based off of how she's communicating with the brokers and the carriers. Limited seats available. We try to get about 100 in there. My Zoom capacity is 300, so that's fine. And then valuable gems given. It's live, so it's not recorded. We may record it, but I think Chasa wants to keep it unrecorded. So invest in yourself and your future. Start here. So if you are or thinking about becoming an independent freight dispatcher, and it's imperative and important for you to at least understand the software you're going to be eventually using starting out as a independent dispatcher in order to source and find loads for your carriers. So it's important to understand the load boards, the main software you're going to be using. And you're going to be on what's called the spot market, what the brokers pay to the trucks. So as a dispatcher, you have to understand that market. understand its ebbs and flows, its ups and downs, and still how to keep your drivers running efficiently. So if that's you or someone you may know, let them know we're having our load board mastermind seminar Tuesday, August 29th, 2023 from 1 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we give you a very detailed scraping of the load board and strategies and techniques, right? Route planning, trip planning, in order for you to keep your carriers running, right? And keep them successful, keep their bottom line. Because if your carriers are successful and they're making money, guess who else is making money? You, okay? So, all right, guys, that's it. Enough of me sharing that information. Hopefully I piqued some interest from you guys. And I will see you on Tuesday, August 29th from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for you to take advantage of that load board mastermind seminar. It is something that you may need if you're not really familiar with, if you're having trouble keeping your carriers running smoothly, or smoothly what I mean by the loads and stuff, right? Then I think it's something that you may want to consider, at least consider. And then all the gems that we give you, it's just icing on the cake. So, all right. Salute to you guys. Be safe out there. Thank you.